Hey, welcome back. So yeah, I just did the therapy and we talk for literally an hour, which is nice. I'm glad that she can do that because the other therapist was like 45 minutes, cut it off. But she'll just keep talking, which is good. I like that she'll keep going. I'll be there for 3 hours if she wants. I'll do it all day. But yeah, this week was better than last week, or last time. And we talked about, and I brought it up. I was like, is there a reason why we do it every 2 weeks? And she's like, oh, I just kind of try to be considerate about people, and the copay is money. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, that's good, but I'll do it every week. So I think I'm going to do it every week now. I think it will help. Every 2 weeks is it is expensive. It's $30 per visit. But what else? What else am I going to spend my money on? Poor kids in Africa? I don't know. We talked about a lot of stuff. Ooh, I got to pay attention. I might die here. Okay, so first of all, we talked about the board game thing, and I mentioned, so here's an aspect of doing group stuff that I haven't mentioned before, and I didn't even mention it. I don't know why I hadn't thought of it before, but so the therapist, am I gonna lose? The therapist would say, you just got to keep doing these things, and the more you do it, the more you'll be comfortable with the people there. If you like them and you like the thing, then you'll be comfortable the more you do it, right? But there is this aspect of it for me, which is the reason why I would get frustrated when I would go to do something and I wouldn't talk is because probably a lot of people like me have this problem where you feel set in who you are. Oh, I'm the quiet person now because I didn't talk. So it's harder to break out of that. So I'm if I go to something the first time and I'm not talkative, then I'm never going to talk. It's going to be harder. It's not going to be easier, like you said. And I still feel like that's kind of true. And she didn't really answer my worry about that. She's just just keep going. You've only been to this place once, so just keep going. And we'll see what happens, I guess. I don't know. The only thing she could have said, I guess, is just, well, force yourself to talk, and I don't want to do that. I think it is just a matter of finding something that you are comfortable with, and people that you're comfortable with, but how do you do that? I've never been able to do that. I remember it was a thing for me on the first day of school, in high school. I'd be okay, this is a year where I'm going to talk more. I can reset. It's a new first day, new school year. I remember, I think it was senior year of high school. The first day, you have a kind of renewed energy. It's okay, everything's reset. And there was a kid sitting in front of me in Spanish class. Oh, I'm going to die. Who I knew from last year. We never talked. But I'm okay, I got this new energy, first day of school, and I asked him a question. I talked to him. I initiated a conversation with him. I said, because we had a class last year together, we had this TV class. His name was Juan. He was a really nice kid. And I was hey Juan, because so we took the TV class last year, but there's 2 years of it, so you could take it again if you want, or you could take the next level. So I was hey, you gonna take the next level of that TV class? you like it last year? You're going to take it again? And I think he said, like, yeah, oh yeah, I'm in it this year again, too. I really liked it. And we talked for like 2 minutes before class. And then I remember feeling like, all right, I did it, right? So now everything's fine now. And then the next day, I'm like, oh no, wait, do I have to ask him another question? Or now what? And the next day, obviously I didn't say anything to him. I didn't have anything to say. Then a week, then a month, then a year, and then I never talked to him ever again. That's just how it goes. And then you got, like, a week later, you haven't talked to him, and it's like, well, it's going to be weird if I just, like, hey, Juan, what's up? It's weird. Don't do that. Who are you? We don't talk. So, I don't know, that's just kind of like a weird tangent about high school. I shouldn't be talking about that stuff. I guess this isn't a very spooky ball friendly level. Get it. Oh. I still don't, like, she keeps asking me, like, well, did you like it? And I'm like, I don't know if I like anything. My answer is always, for this board game thing. So, a refresher. I went to Syracuse, and I played with the Syracuse Society of Geeks board games. There's, like, 20 people there. I played with this one new guy. We played a game called Spectre Ops. And it was fun, I guess. It was fine. The nicest thing about it was that the entire time we played the game, we only just talked about the game. And we were, like, trying to learn the game. And he was explaining the rules, like, okay, if you're this guy, then you can do this thing. And the other people around were like, oh, this is cool, like, I'm going to try to do this move, and then, so, it was nice. That's the best part of doing the board game, is that you just talk about the board game. You just think about, what's your next move, and then you kind of talk about it, like, okay, I think I want to do this, like, is this stupid? What do you think about this move? And you're on a team. The game was like, you're on 2 teams, so, like, you would talk to your team, like, okay, that's a good move, I like that move. I guess I did joke a little bit, because part of the game is one of the people is a traitor, and you kind of have to figure out who the traitor is. So I had to guess, and I was like, okay, I'm going to follow you, because, like, I'm not sure if you're the traitor or not. He's like, no, I'm not the traitor. And then it turned out he wasn't the traitor, and this other guy was, so I don't know. That was the game. Hey, look at that shot. That's a nice shot. I'm dead, but good shot. Ooh. If anything is gonna be my thing, this is what I told her. It has to be this board game thing. Like, what else could it be? Oh, what was I gonna do? The book club. I'm gonna do a book club. I mentioned because my therapist told me that she watched one of my videos again. She watched the one where I talked about buying the books. And she's like, why aren't you in a book club? You seem like you really like books. And I was like, okay, I guess I never considered myself like a booky person, and it's kind of stressful to be in a book club because you gotta be interesting and be like, oh, what are the themes of this book, and what are the motifs, and I don't know. I just want to ramble about Anna Karenina. I don't know if I really want to be in a book club, but so the Social Anxiety Bestie podcast, she has a thing where she does a book club. I think I'm going to do that. I told the therapist I was, and she's like, yeah, you got to do that. So, okay. I like the therapist because she does get, like, excited. She's like, oh my God, you got to do that. That sounds so great. I need that kind of energy in my life because I'm not going to bring that energy. I'm not going to be like, yeah, the book club. Yeah, let's do it. It's going to be awesome. That's not me. I don't do that. But I do need that kind of energy there was a person in the board game group who was like super energetic, and like I was thinking, like, I don't think I've ever met somebody like this. She was so comfortable, just like being weird, and she had so much energy, and she was like singing, and I was like, it's sometimes it's a little bit too much, but it is nice to be around somebody who enjoys. She wasn't confident because she was being weird, and she wasn't being like loud or annoying. She was just being like, oh, I just want to be weird right now, so I'm just gonna be weird, and it was nice. It's a nice energy. I beat that last level. I don't even remember. I was in a fugue state. Those are the best games, though, when you can just like disassociate, and I'm not even paying attention. Oh, you peggled it. Good for you. I showed the therapist my Bumble profile. That was embarrassing. We were talking about dating stuff, and she's like, "How's the apps?" And I'm like, "Bad, so bad." And she's like, "Okay, well, what's your profile like? Maybe you look like a weirdo or something." She didn't say that, but that's what she meant. She's like, "Okay, well, if you're not matching with anybody, maybe your profile's like bad, like you're weird." And I showed her the profile, and she didn't hate it. She's like, "Oh, it's fine." She said I was witty. She said I don't know. I was gonna ask her, like, are you serious about that? You think these are witty? I don't know. Because I showed her did I ever mention yeah, I mentioned it before, the George Foreman thing. On Bumble, like, my bio says, like, father of 2 beautiful baby girls, they're my life, or whatever. And I like that because it's kind of making fun of the people who are on their profile. They're like, "Oh, my girls are my most precious thing," and I'm like, oh, who cares about your stupid kids? So I just wanted to make a joke about that. Oh, and she liked that stuff. If Casper's so friendly, why does he keep ghosting me? Did I ever mention that one? That's an old tweet that I had. That's like probably the most clever thing I've ever thought in my life. I don't think I stole that from anybody. But like, it seems to fit with the theme of dating profiles. And one of the dating prompts is like, say a joke. And I'm like, okay, I got one. But still. So the therapist told me, keep giving it a shot. I told her the thing about Indeed, like, doing dating profiles. The dating apps feel like Indeed, like looking for a job, because you apply to 1 billion jobs and you never hear back from any of them, and then you're like, okay, well, maybe this stupid job, I don't even like this job, but I'll apply to it, and then you don't even hear back from them, and it's so demoralizing. Like, it's been 5 months, and I've matched with like 2 people. They were good people, but like, I need more experience points. Bloom, 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 bloom. The only thing about this game is I think the music's kind of terrible. It's not super interesting. It was gonna go in, and it didn't go in. Should be okay. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, that's it for today. So I'm gonna do that book club this month or next month or whatever. It's a Patreon thing. I've never done a Patreon before, but I'll give it a shot. I think you only have to pay like $2 a month or something. She's probably good about it. Like, okay, you don't have to pay that much. $2 a month. I should probably give more. Anyway, see you tomorrow.